Welcome back, Wolfpack Brawlers here. Let's do some Pokemon Showdown replays because I had a nice little batch of battles last week and I just wanted to show them to you guys. So now we have a nice little break in all of the VGC news and just some really cool stuff going on. So in this battle, I open up as Sableye and the guy brings in a Heatran, doesn't expect the Mega, and ends up taunting himself. Oh hey, battle's over already. Okay, let's go and check out another Pokemon Showdown battle. So I'm on the other side here. His Kyurem Black versus my Sableye. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stay in. I'm gonna go straight for the burn. He's actually a special Kyurem, but that's just fine for me because the Ice Beam isn't doing a lot of damage. So I heal, he loses damage from the burn, and now I just realized, okay, as long as I don't get crit, I'm gonna have the advantage. And after enough recovers, I'm going to be able to get, oh wait, it's a forfeit, never mind. Well, that was so much for talking about the dynamic of that battle. Let's try to go for another one. Okay, so this time he brings the Azumarill and ends up switching out the Azumarill, fearing the Will-O-Wisp. Now that's actually a pretty decent play depending on the Azumarill. Could have been like a Belly Drum and it doesn't want to like set that up and then get Belly Drummed. So Talonflame goes for the taunt on my Hippowdon, works in his case, and I just start going for the Earthquake against the Azumarill. So Azumarill throws out the Play Rough, but that's not going to do too much. After the Rocky Helmet damage, it was a Citrus Berry, so it was wise to think that is Belly Drum. Therefore, the Will-O-Wisp was a good play against it. And then the opponent ends up timing me out on that one, that it was an inactivity loss. So that was a bit frustrating that, you know, he lost his win condition in the Azumarill and then immediately went for the forfeit. And then let's try to see if we have one more good replay going on. That's going to be Sableye opening up against the Aerodactyl. And I get the Will-O-Wisp onto Aerodactyl. Stealth Rocks is going to bounce onto the Aerodactyl, and after the burn damage, the battle is forfeited. Okay, so this is pretty much how Pokemon Showdown works, because this was 4 battles literally in a row sometime last week. Now this was around the 1300 rating. Now some people will say that's like low ladder, but this was right after the ladder reset. People had, like, the top 500 people were around 320 rating. So I was right under the top 500 battlers or so at this time. And people were so set on laddering that it really just boiled down into this forfeit fest. And that's really kind of what happens, you know, just lead Sableye. If they don't get their setup because Sableye stops all their setup, they lose. If you get an outplay by switching into the thing that's trying to counter Sableye and then you counter that, you win kind of idea. So that's kind of the experience I've had on Showdown recently. Yeah, but let's see if we can actually have a decent battle. I'm going to do a live battle. If this one gets too long, I'm probably just going to cut it out. But we're going to see what happens. And also, here's the problem about Pokemon Showdown. Sometimes I'll have a team, like this was my mock VGC team. I think this is actually Mark McQuillan's team. And I could have accidentally pressed this for OU and I'd be at a huge disadvantage. So sometimes I lose battles by just bringing the wrong team because I'm just set up for my How to Use series. And that's kind of what we're dealing with. So yeah, the forfeits are all over the place. Oh, it's a mono water team. That actually is one of the more interesting things that's going to mess me up. Might as well just lead a Moongus and see what happens. So I could lead Sableye, but at the same time, you know, Manaphy could set up against that, and that's just a pretty nasty thing. So I'm going to go for the Moongus and see how the opponent responds. And the timer is already ticking. Fun stuff. So, leading Amoonguss into the Azumarill, I do need to take care of Amoonguss this battle more than anything. I think needs to be stressed right here. So it goes for the substitute. Super effective, going to fade. I don't really need the status. I just need to keep throwing out super effective hits. So Moongus is going to be the win condition, interestingly enough, in this battle. Sends out the Politoed, gets the rain going for his team. But I have no reason to not Giga Drain every single turn. Scald, if he burns me, that could be a bit unfortunate. But it looks like we might be able to play with those odds right here. And if we can kill his rain early, we might be able to convert that. Oh, it's Rest on the Politoed. Is it Chesto Resto? No, it's just straight up Politoed. So he's going to faint before that happens. I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb. That way I can save a little bit of Giga Drain, and that's a neutral hit. So it's the stronger neutral hit right here, thus making the outplay. And now I'm going to go for the Spore. So Draco Meteor, oh, he gets the crit. Not enough to take me out, though. But, so Sniper, he might have the item, but that means I do get a chance to Synthesis right here. He shouldn't wake up, and that means I get free health. So we are still in a pretty good situation. And he goes for the Keldeo. All right. Oh, the rain's going to kill the Synthesis. Right. Ooh. I'm going to switch. Now we have to think about my switches here. I could go into Excadrill, anticipating the Ice Beam. Could be Icy Wind, that could be a problem. I might still have some options here, but yeah. Heatran's not going to do too much. I need to get Amoonguss to get that regenerator going, because I can't synthesis this. And then we have Sableye. I don't want to bring Sableye into direct damage. He needs his time to set up, but if he can get the Calm Minds, we might be able to make something happen here. I ate the Scald. That's fine. Like I said, there's not really much I can do except just rely on Amoonguss. Need to save Clefable just in case Manaphy gets out of hand. Kingdra is still asleep. Oh, let's go for the Sableye, because if that is any kind of, like, choiced Keldeo, Mega Evolving into the Calm Mind is going to be one of my better bets, because he doesn't have a Hydro Pump. He doesn't have any extra damage. Now, the Scald Burn could be a problem. That's just so much damage. And then I do get the Burn. Okay, that's just ridiculous right there. And, yeah, I can't really do too much about that. I'm going to go for the Snarl, maybe reduce a little bit of power. But really, it's just going to be the Amoonguss, like, sweep at this rate. Yeah, like, I don't have too much of an answer, so we're just going to go for the Giga Drain and see how he responds. So he brought Keldeo in on it, and that's going to be the Rain. So Rain is going to hurt Amoonguss for all that setup, but I'm just going to keep throwing out the Giga Drains. I'm running low on Giga Drains, which is becoming a problem. Who knew I'd ever be in a situation where I'd run out of Giga Drain? Like, that's something else, honestly. So we're now going to see what he has to do. His Rain is gone. Goes back into the Keldeo. So he's going to switch his choice item up. And I feel like this might be the chance to make a play. Let's go. I could go for Hippowdon. Hippowdon means I have the Stealth Rock setup going in my favor. And that could be bigger while I'm forcing switches with Amoonguss than going for some random damage. So, actually it's going to be an Ice Beam regardless. Icy Wind. Wait. Oh, we got close, but it was too much damage in the end. Okay, so I'm just going to throw out the Stealth Rocks, see if we get it. Oh, we still got it. Alright. Alright, this is where things get interesting now. Now, I have Sand, so I do also hurt Manaphy a bit. I'm going to just throw out the Whirlwind. There we go. Alright, the Hippowdon play, it was a gamble, but it seemed to have paid off just ever so slightly. And I want to use this, just kind of stall out, see what the opponent's up to. If he locks himself into Scald, then Amoonguss is going to be completely safe. But I do have to be aware of the moves I am throwing out. Now, if Amoonguss gets burned, that's going to be pretty brutal on the team. Sludge Bomb's good damage all around. Giga Drain. I'm trying to look for like where like everything's kind of balancing out. I need to save like one Giga Drain so I one-shot the Swampert. He takes the Scald anyways. I don't get burned. Alright, that's a huge super effective hit. Little bit of Sandstorm. I'm wondering if I should, like, if I switch, sacrifice Heatran. Because I'm trying to figure out, I feel like Amoonguss just, like, wins. But I don't want to, yeah, like he literally just said, burn you piece of shit in the comments. Or in the thing right there. So that's always nice, which is why, if I switch into Heatran, Heatran's not going to survive it. I go into Clefable, I finish off Keldeo, and then I don't have to worry about getting burned, and then I just go for the finish. I think that's what I need right now. So we're going to see if that gamble pays. We're going to see if the gamble pays, because he's just relying on burn hacks right now. And that's Clefable. Clefable comes in. I could try to, like, do some Calm Mind shenanigans. I'm just going for the Moonblast. And if he switches out, then that means I get free damage, and then I set up Calm Minds. So I think I've established what I need to do here. Now, this is a weird battle of all things. And we end up getting some crazy plays that might actually turn into something. Okay, he might be thinking about this one, because, like, why not go straight back into the Amoonguss? I don't want to get burned. How about that? You switch, you're risking a Calm Mind, which pretty much devastates the rest of your team. And I have an Unaware Clefable, so if he brings in the, Manaphy, then I just get free setup on a Calm Mind on top of that. He went for the Scald, it wasn't enough. Moonblast comes in, I finish off the Keldeo, and now, actually, you know, Kingdra is not going to have the Swift Swim. The damages are going to be pretty tricky, though. But I feel now Amoonguss just really just Giga Drains the rest of his team into oblivion. I think I actually ended up winning, and, like, even though it's supposed to be, like, a rain gimmick team and it shouldn't give me problems, my team's more built for whatever else the meta is throwing at me. And Amoonguss, that's why I have it. It counters out the weather pretty well if counters out the water if I play around it. Alright, the opponent has 120 seconds left. Hopefully he doesn't try to timer stall me after this. And if he does, it just kind of shows the regular day on Showdown. So yeah, we're going to see how this one plays out. But wow, that was something else. Now, I got my points across. I really wanted to stress that, you know, at the time of recording this video, what people do not realize in the comments section is that this is with the ladder reset. Now, things are starting to stabilize and people are establishing high rankings, but at the time of, like, the videos I've done, I was climbing the ladder pretty well. That there was really no low ladder at that point. There's no way to prove if my opponent was unskilled or not, because it was just a mess at that point, and you can't really make a statement. Now, 90 seconds left, so it looks like it is going to turn into... Actually, let's just use this time to add screen capture. I'm just going to take this random area. Okay, that works well enough. And woohoo! Look at that reliance on the burn right there, which is why I went into the Clefable play. I already knew that before he said it, but stay classy, Pokemon Showdown players, and that was that one. That's going to be 60 seconds left, so I can pretty much safely assume that he forfeited. Depending on what Pokemon he brings in, I think I'm just set on going for Moonlight. Because what I do is I Moonlight, say he brings in Manaphy, well that's Tail Glow, it doesn't do anything for him. So I go for the Calm Mind, and then he might realize that he doesn't have enough damage, so he goes for like a second Tail Glow. 30 seconds left until this battle is over. So we actually did get something interesting out of this. That I had to make the sacrificial plays to get Amoonguss into the right win condition, and it still worked out in the end. Now, I was kind of caught off guard by the damage after the Mega Evolution with my Sableye, but then that shows that that's a Specs Keldeo, which means technically I could have had a chance with my Excadrill being Scarf, but whatever. Looks like we pick up the win anyways after the forfeit. So that's 5 for 5 on the forfeits, guys. We did it. And that's how it goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Hope you guys enjoyed these Showdown videos, and I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.